try not to fall to your...
Alright, so I've had to rewrite this script a few times because I suck at studying for my videos, so I'll flat out say it. This game deserves more than one game of the GOTY. Like, it's really fucking good. It received an award for the best PS4 game in 2017 and best graphics in the same time. Two of those awards, actually. And they absolutely, by every right, fucking deserve it. This gameplay is crisp from its stealth to its movement to its combat, and the story is entertaining, somewhat, and the characters' actions are also pretty entertaining, somewhat. Selling over 10 million copies, this game did better than most brand titles of insert random space shooter title here. Now, I really wish this game didn't release as a PS4 exclusive for the longest time, because I could have played this game so much earlier and had my life change because of it. And while I understand the reason for exclusives to Xbox and PS4, Fuck exclusives, oh my god. Now, I say this not because they're bad, because fucking most of them aren't, but unless you're part of the 1%, you'll never be able to have the full experience. Like, you will never be able to play Halo if you own a PS4 and don't have the money for an Xbox, and vice versa, you'll never be able to play Spider-Man PS4, and I'm one to personally believe that an experience like that shouldn't be exclusive to one singular platform. To rob someone of the joy of beating a video game, first person, third person, linear story, or massive multiplayer, it's wrong, it's cruel. You're depriving people just because you need to make money for your own console. And in the end, it's just...
Yeah, if you couldn't tell, I was raised Xbox for a good portion of my life.
Look, I'm not here to be a political activist. I'm here to talk about a game that I really fucking like, and talk about it I will as soon as I get the fuck off of my soapbox. Hang on, give me 1 second. Well, let's start out with the game's weakest point, the story! Can't do it. So, society as we know it has collapsed because... Wait, hold on. Before we keep going, let me just... There we go. In case you don't want to be spoiled on a 3-year-old game or whatever. Humanity's urge to reach newer feats of technology inevitably drove themselves to their own demise. And for those of you who question, how could that be possible? Well, it's because the machines consume biomass in order to reproduce. Now, for those of you who don't know what any of that means, I'll break it down for you Unga Boonga Caveman style. Now listen very closely, because this is what that means. What it means is that machines take people, and it sends them to meet the dinosaurs by eating them and turning them into their fucking fuel! And it's not just humans either. All organic life gets fucking obliterated by these lads. And if it wasn't bad enough having replicating indestructible zombie monster robots, Jamal decided to give them the fucking 9! Now, as you could imagine, this ultimately led to humanity's downfall. However, something called the Zero Dawn Project saved the world by destroying everything on Earth and starting over, because that's not totally impractical. The world is doomed, so our best option is to just say, fuck it, let's try again, and let everybody else die? Yeah, it's a real fucking big brain play right there. Regardless, Zero Dawn is controlled by one big AI known as Gaia. She is also helped by a bunch of smaller division AIs, one of which is Hephaestus. Hephaestus is responsible for sending Gaia the blueprints for the machines that wander the Earth, gathering the information about how well it's developing.
Which is why they look like animals.
There's Apollo, the system AI designed to store all of the world's information and distribute it equally amongst the new repopulated people. And Hades, the main antagonist of the game, designed to just wipe the board clean Thanos style if repopulation doesn't go as planned, so Gaia can try again, which doesn't sound destined to fail at all, in my opinion. Alright, speaking of major characters, let's take a look at our metal-toothed friend here, the protagonist. You play as Aloy, which is a clever, it's a funny metal pun. Alloy. Jokes and bad name choices aside, you are an outcast because you have no mummy. She's somewhere, honestly. I don't know. Maybe she left Dad to go get the milk or something. She spends her life learning to survive in the wild, as the machines previously mentioned have become much more aggressive to the tribal people. and that's become a huge problem towards, well, everybody. They're giant machines that are designed to murder. However, Aloy had something very different in mind. She wants to know where she came from because she's tired of being an outcast. So, she enters a tribal ritual called the Chuzinishinationing, where she can give herself pardon for being an outcast and ultimately learn where she came from. You meet other people before and after the ritual, such as this character named Rost. Rost is the man who pretends to be your daddy man while you're an outcast. Then, before you do the thing that he spent most of your life preparing you for, he says, "Lameo, peace out," and then, well, pieces out. You meet these other insert cannon fodder name here kind of people. You take on your quest and learn to find love and forgive them of their past transgressions and... Yeah, moral of the story, don't have any friends. They won't be remembered. The tribe was raided by raiders of the raiding variety, and Daddy Man dies. Engage sad. You survive by being smuggled into the heart of the mountains by old ladies, and you get a kiss and a new badge for being such a wonderful Girl Scout, and you're on your way to being the new Pokemon champion. Now, I'm no writer. I only make rap music, story scripts, and the shitty dialogue that you currently hear and love today, and I gotta be honest. Fuck! She is so boring and basic. This bitch is like diet water. Flavorless and makes you question why you didn't just drink water. It's the same experience, only somehow less flavorful? I mean, it's fucking water. And it's not even really just her. Like, a lot of the NPCs that you encounter can feel stiff and unrealistic and honestly kinda unsettling. However, there are some good things about this game, detail-wise, that make up for the lack of comfortable NPCs and characters. For example, when you fire an arrow and it hits a wall and gets stuck in it, it actually stays stuck in that wall. You can physically see it. It stays there until you forget about it and look away, which is a very nice detail. Let's see, what else? There's a big man that almost slits your throat open, but Daddy Man saves you in the middle of that raid. And when you recover in the middle of the mountains, there's a permanent scar on your neck where that knife almost split you right open like a watermelon. And that's another very nice detail. However, this is a bit of a double-edged sword because having major non-gameplay details like this means the flaws that the game has will ultimately stand out more. Like not being able to shoot through the gaps of a wall or a fence even though you can clearly make the shot. And jumping a ledge you know you can make normally, and then auto-latching onto it falling super short because of the climbing system. But those are minor gripes, simple here and there's. I've often found that gameplay is more important than any other element of a game. What I look for is either the feeling of, "Aw, that's it?" or, "Wow." And I mean, we've all felt that way about games, where it's basically instant euphoria. Like crunching leaves on a open paveway, or splitting an Oreo directly in half, or heroin. And I am proud to say that the gameplay is indeed gameplay. For starters, the scenery is pretty, and the world you traverse is complex and fun, both of which are very big pluses when it comes to an open world game. It provides a sense of exploration and wonder as you traverse the plains and scour the wilds on your quest, which, I mean, yeah, you could easily get that from, like, Skyrim or Fallout, but like, would you find a giant lizard robot with laser machine guns attached to its face, explosive launchers on its back, and enough jaw strength to break through the old crusty socks that I left in my room?
Well, I mean, Skyrim does have dragons, but like...
Shut up. Alright, now we're getting into the strongest point that this game has, which is the combat and the designs. The combat is fun as shit, and the stealth isn't totally stupid. But I mean, don't get me wrong, there's certainly more opportunities for cheese to be shared. You have 4 weapon slots that you can equip with different flavors of bow and arrow, and all of which are pretty fun and interesting, but they're not my favorite part of the combat. The thing that makes this game Game of the Year for me, hotkey crafting ammunition. Thank you so fucking much. I want to worship whoever thought of this idea. And as I mentioned earlier, the designs are legendary for this game. Intimidating towering machines with obvious functions and creative designs like scrapper jaws or bellowback canisters and nozzles or glinthawk chests. The game openly tells you what the machines do, but still finds fun and interesting ways to make it difficult to fight them knowing their gimmick.
Although knowing their gimmick still does not help me learn skill.
This is what I'm about to talk about next, the definitive point as to why I love this game so much. The unique designs and gimmicks of the different machines actually plays a purpose in defeating them. It gives them complex-ass armor plating and unique weak points specific to their designs, and I love it so much. Before I get any fucking comments that are like, yeah, duh, that's how it works, take a minute to acknowledge that how most games use this feature should technically kill things instantly. Play any shooter game where a direct bullet through the frontal lobe and out the spinal column won't kill anyone, and you'll be frustrated about how they're bullet sponges. Most of the time, localized weak points or damage is not logical, which is why it's nice to have a game where it feels logical. When armor plates fall off, it exposes a damageable area. When a weak point is damaged, it breaks for big damage. It's no longer serviceable as a weak point because it's destroyed. These minor details make the combat in game. It doesn't even just make the game, it is the game. It teaches you how to survive just by showing you the designs itself. You don't need to look at it very long to realize that there are weak points on it that are obvious. It's genius. These details are things that most people entirely overlook because it seems like a common thing, which it is, but that's why it's so overlooked, because it's common. Honestly, these details make my day and can make or break a game for me. And they integrate this so well that I am totally willing to start a fucking cult for the developers because of how well they integrated this system. Please do more of this!
Okay, now that I have that out of my system, let me actually finish this review with a nuanced opinion.
This game has some glaring flaws, trust me, a lot do. However, it is definitely worth the play. It has a fun story, and the gameplay makes this more than worth just a look. I guarantee you that if you're into open world games like this, you will not be disappointed. I have never been more excited for Horizon Forbidden West than any point in my life. I didn't know this was a thing until a week ago. However, too bad I don't fucking own a PS4 or 5, so I'm fucked either way. Wow, that was a long one to make. Whew, that took me a while. I'm trying to figure out a proper schedule to push out these videos because I don't know what I'm doing. I hope you enjoyed this one. Looking at my analytics has definitely opened my eyes on how to create content better for YouTube. And honestly, I had 10 people view my fucking videos who I didn't have to hire. It's amazing. And I'm so happy. I'm so excited for where this is gonna take me. Even if I get 10 or 15 people to subscribe, it's crazy. Thinking that somebody wants to at least give my video a courtesy view or watch it through all the way. It's fucking nuts. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. If you like the content that I make, I'm going to try and post at least every other week. I hope that you enjoyed the video that you just watched. Stay frosty. Have a wonderful day.